Hey everyone, so anyway, I just want to come through and share with you guys about this great book that I totally love. Yes. So anyway, I read it maybe about 3 years ago in a college class, maybe 5. But anyway, let me give you a little background about this book. It was written in 1892. Yes, 1892. And it's about a mulatto woman who thinks that she is white until she is sold into slavery, her and her mother, after her white father, who's a plantation owner, dies. And yeah, so she goes through all these transitions and just trying to reconnect with her blackness and trying to locate her family member after her life is basically devastated. So yeah, that's basically the book in a nutshell. So I totally love this book. I'll tell you guys why. But this is a little bit of a spoiler because I have to tell you guys a little bit about the book so you understand why I love it. So, like I said, I read it for a class. So there was this big discussion about this book because my teacher, in a sense, wanted us to read it to illustrate a little bit about what was going on in that time and some of the trials and tribulations of a lighter skinned person. Problem with that is, yes, in a class where I guess maybe there was 5 black people versus 30 of the other races. Yes. A lot of the black people felt that it was a little offensive that he didn't choose a more ethnic book to illustrate this time period. So I basically got caught in the middle of this BS because I don't know, I discovered I wasn't a dark-skinned sister. Go figure. I didn't know. So anyway, that's why I love this book because I actually was forced to read it. So I had to actually read it. Yeah. And I was very surprised by just what this woman went through. Like, I know I shouldn't be so like about this book because it truly is a sad story. And there's some deep, heavy stuff that will make you cry and think that you're back in that time. It is very, very heart-wrenching. But the story in itself is just so moving. A big thing that really, really struck me was when she went to marry, which this is a spoiler, so if you plan on reading the book and you're not a person who like to know what happens then, turn this off. But anyway, when she goes to get married, there's a white plantation owner who wants to marry her. Great guy, but, well, I'm sorry, he wasn't a plantation owner. Maybe he was a Yankee. Don't really remember. But anyway, he wants her to pass and never tell about her heritage. So she decides to not do that and move on with her life, and she ends up meeting this mulatto guy who also is going through the same struggle as she is, and yeah, they marry and stuff. And I thought it was beautiful, but apparently all the other black people in my class thought it was sickening because he wasn't black enough. Yeah, so that's another reason why I really like this book, because after reading this story, I mean, I felt what they were saying, but then I read what all this woman went through. I don't understand why she wanted to be black. I really don't. Honestly. As a black woman, I would have passed. Y'all can hate me all y'all want, but read the book. You'll see why. Like, seriously? I felt so bad for her. And I'm joking on the passing thing. That was just a joke. But anyway, as far as me passing. But, yeah, so, like, I thought it was nothing but poetic justice. That all this woman wanted was to be understood. That's it. She just wanted to be accepted. And what better person can you end up with to marry for the rest of your life than a man who understands exactly what you went through? If she married a darker skinned man, not saying that, that we're any different as individuals, but during that time period, the trials and tribulations that a darker skinned person went through is different than a lighter skinned person. And that's another thing that was addressed in the book, because I don't know, for some reason there's this drift, that people feel as though lighter skinned people are less black because, hey, they had the opportunity to pass, or maybe they didn't have it as harsh. But this is what the book addressed. And throughout her story, she encounters so much racism from her own race, and it was just hurtful, you know what I mean, to just read this. Like, it was terrible. And for her to end up with a man who understood that and has no discrimination towards her, period, and just loved her for who she is, it was great, and I really didn't think it was a big deal. Like, everyone was just having this riot in class about, like, how dare she? Really? He's black. She could have married the white plantation owner, like, or Yankee, whatever he was. But you feel me? Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. So it just kind of like, maybe if you really love the story even more, like, I loved how the author spinned it like that, and was like, this woman been through this. Let me give her at the end somebody who truly understands her. And that's what she got. And that's what that woman deserved. She really deserved that, I wish there was a sequel to this book. I really do. If I was an excellent writer, I would totally write a sequel. But I'm not that good. But this book is excellent. I recommend it to anybody. It's definitely a great read. Can't believe it was written in 1892, though. Seriously. Oh, must say, though, the first chapter, maybe the first two, are a little slow. You may sleep through them, but once you get past the second one, that's where the magic happens. But yeah, go check out the book. Go read it.